Slowly open your eyes, coming out of meditation. And a big, big round of applause for the amazing Sarod recital. Thank you, sir. And now, I would invite Krishnappa sir to felicitate the artists. Before that, we will just hear sir's message.
Intuition is the birthright of every person. Every person has intuitions. They are called as gut feelings. Something tells you it is right. Something tells you it is wrong. That something is called intuition. Okay. My intuition tells me that killing animals is wrong. My intuition tells me that nobody in the whole humanity should eat meat. So I work for that. How do I know what I am speaking? I don't know, but my intuition speaks. My intuition tells me what I should do, what I should not do. Everybody has got intuition. They don't follow intuition. They can't recognize intuition because they are not meditators. Once you are a meditator, you will recognize your intuition. That's why we want meditation everywhere. Meditation makes the restless mind restful. When the restless mind becomes restful mind, then the intuitions are heard very beautifully. In the absence of meditation, your intuitions are not heard by you. And everybody has got intuitions. Everybody is a soul. A soul is always has intuitions. A soul speaks in intuitions. We are all souls. But we are all worried about our thoughts because of the mind, because of no meditation. When you have meditation, when you have disciplined yourself with meditation, then you don't have any stray thoughts and you can listen to your intuition very beautifully. And everybody's intuition gives them the right direction. Your intuition gives you your right direction, my intuition gives me my right direction. Your intuition says you go to the north. My intuition says I go to the south. For me, going south is important, correct. For you, going north is important. Everybody is different, but intuitions are the same. They come from inside to tell you what to do, what not to do.
Before moving on to the felicitation, sir, I would like you to share a few words about your experience performing in Pyramid Valley.
Good morning, everybody. My aunt used to come and meditate here, and I did not have the mind or the intention, as the Guruji says, to come here. Now she is not anymore. I think I made a big mistake of not coming here earlier. Thanks to Ganesh Kumarji, the destiny has led me and my colleague Santosh Chagade here. When you have a very good food, tasty food, no amount of adjectives can explain the deliciousness. Similarly, my mind is at peace and I cannot describe it. Thank you.
Sir, you?
Namaste. And for me, it was there is no word for that actually. Pure divinity, peace, and soulfulness, I can say. And this is not the first time I'm playing here. I used to come here and had a wonderful time, and looking at you all and playing, different word actually, we can say. You're all sitting in a dhyana mudra, meditating. How you lost your mind, no? Same thing, we lost our mind, and we have given our best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It is always a privilege for us and an honor to have artists like these in front of us to be able to perform for meditation. Thank you so much. Music, please.
ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಮೂಲಕವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆನ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಇವತ್ತು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿರೋದು. ಓಕೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಬೃಹತ್ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್, ಅ ಮೆಗಾ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್, ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್. ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ? ಧ್ಯಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಲ್ವಾ? ಮತ್ತು ಇದನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟರ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮರ್ಷಿ ಪತ್ರಿಜಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ. ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟೆಂಟ್, ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಷನ್. ಅವರು ಯಾವೊಂದು ಆಲೋಚನೆ ತತ್ವದಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋ, ಅದನ್ನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಕರ್ತರ ಒಂದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಂಥ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪಿರಮಿಡಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನವೂ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಂಗೀತಕಾರರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ನಾದದ ಜೊತೆ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಂಡಿತ್ ಸಂಶೀರ್ ಹಂಪೆ ಅವರು ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸರೋದ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಟು ದ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಆ ಡೆಲಿಷಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್ನ ನಾವು ವರ್ಣಿಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎನ್ ಅಬ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಸೆನ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಅಂತಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ಇಡೀ 4 ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವೂ ಅಷ್ಟೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಹಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಊಟ ಅನ್ನದಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಊಟ? ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಪೊಂಗಲ್ ವಡ ತಿಂದ್ರಿ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ? ಓಕೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಧ್ಯಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ರಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಸಿತಾರ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ಗೆ? ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇಷ್ಟು ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಊಟ, ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಂಥ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ಧ್ಯಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಒಂದು ನಾದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಏನು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಅಷ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ಸು ಸಹಿತ ವಿಸ್ಡಮ್ನ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ನಿನ್ನೆ ತಾನೇ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮೀನಾಕ್ಷಿ ರವಿ ಅವರ ಜೊತೆ ವಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನಾದ ಯೋಗ. And today as well, we are going to know more about the impact of music and meditation from Dr. Geeta Bhatt, who is a psychologist. Before we listen to her, I would like to thank all the sponsors and the donors who have supported this event. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಡೋನರ್ಸ್ ಈ ಒಂದು ಈವೆಂಟ್ನ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೇ ಇಷ್ಟು ಅದ್ಧೂರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನಿಂಗ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ಕಿಟ್ಟಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನಿಂಗ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಾ. ಮತ್ತು ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಜನ ಹೀಗೆ ಬಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸುಮಾರು 3-4 ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಈವೆಂಟೇ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್. So I take privilege in thanking all the donors who have supported in the form of Tan, Man, Dan. To all the volunteers, a huge round of applause, round the clock, who are supporting this event, extending their time. So in this moment, we would like to thank Suresh Kalburgi sir, Eluru sisters, Ayappa Pindi master, Dr. Sai Krupa Sagar, Buddha Siva Quantum Foundation, Vijay Bhaskar Reddy garu, Anuradha Reddy ma'am, Shravya Maulika, Rambabu sir, and there are many who have supported us in the form of kind, who have donated milk, who have donated ghee, who have donated vegetables. With everyone's support, with everyone's energy, this event is happening. So thank you everyone, and ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೇವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ತಾನೇ ನಾವು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಪತ್ರಿ ಸರು ಅದನ್ನು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಇದನ್ನು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸತತವಾಗಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನದಿಂದ, ಆ ಮಿರಾಕಲಸ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗಿಂದ ಈ ಈವೆಂಟ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಸಪೋರ್ಟು ಖಂಡಿತ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೊನೇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಕಾಸ್, ಅ ನೋಬಲ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟು ಸರ್ವ್ ಫುಡ್, ಅನ್ನದಾನ, ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟಿಂಗ್ in this event. Thank you. I would request Sagar sir and Chandra sir to accompany our Padma Shri Karthikeyan ji onto the dais. It is an honor having Padma Shri Karthikeyan ji in this Pyramid Music Meditation Fest. On the request of Swarnamala Patri ma'am, he is here with us, and I loved the way he had been enjoying every musical meditation. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸೆಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಫೋಟೋಸ್ನ, ವೀಡಿಯೋಸ್ನ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಸ್ಟ್, ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಅವರು ಹೋಗಿ ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ದಟ್ ಶೋಸ್ ದ ವೇ ಹೀ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಇಟ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮರ್ಷಿ ಪತ್ರಿಜಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ 25 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಮೇಲೆಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಸನ್ನಿಹಿತ ಅಂತಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೋಬೋದು. A well-wisher of Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement. Thank you, sir, for being here with us and encouraging all of us to take this mission forward. In spite of his busy schedule, he is here with us all the 3 days. and he has been the ambassador of spiritualizing the world. And tomorrow as well, he is going to attend another spiritual event. So let us listen to his concluding words of Pyramid Music Meditation Fest 4.
Before we hear from Karthikeyan sir's elaborate message, when we come into spiritual practices, we all have experiences, we all progress. There is, first stage is excellence in our life. We gain excellence. We preserve things. We become impeccable at doing things. We speak nicely. We change ourselves. We develop great qualities. That is the first stage of transformation happens for everyone. From there, then we go into expansion. So where we align to a purpose, we expand our visions, we come into meditation service, do many, many things to further the cause that's helping us. That's the second stage of experiences that everybody will go through. We'll gain excellence in what we do. We save planet. We don't unnecessarily disturb things. We are helping. So the excellence to individual transformation to expansion is the second stage of experiences. But there is a third stage. In the second stage, we are saying, this is a great meditation. This is a great process. We have an ideology. We promote the ideology significantly by ourselves. But we still do a lot of contribution. But the third stage, dear friends, where we all will move into is integration. Excellence, expansion, integration is where we bring everybody together to do something massive. Padma Shri Karthikeyan sir is to us exactly that we see. He is one of the greatest masters on the planet who integrates all movements together in the most simplified fashion, in the most natural way. That Karthikeyan sir has been that integration point, is being called by Patriji sir long ago when he met him. And then afterwards he always used to tell us that there is one spiritual ambassador for the world across all movements, that's Karthikeyan sir. And here we have this greatest master who is a great friend to Patriji. And we see sir, Patriji sir in you every time we talk about Panasati so effortlessly, while you always respected every meditation practice, every movement, but then you didn't mince words in talking about what is simple and then the simplest process that can easily be adopted by everybody. And so thank you for taking time to be here and your message, sir.
Namaskara, namaste. My thoughts go to my first meeting with Brahmarshi Pitamaha. That was in Hyderabad, along with the great psychic surgeon, Reverend Alex Orbito. I brought him to from Philippines. I can some of the scenes in our life, you can recall. As if first meeting, we go on the stage to the Satya Sai Negamagam in Hyderabad. I never met the gentleman earlier. He was already speaking. And I'll make it very short. As we go up, along with Alex Orbito, Patriji, he came forward and touched my feet. I was shocked because we are not used to this. And already, you can see the spiritual master, and he won't allow me to touch his feet. And he hugged me, I remember that, and he said, here is General Karthikeyan who has come. He is going to integrate all the spiritual masters in the world. Something like this. I was wondering, it's a total stranger. Anyhow, you showed me so much love and care and affection, and it continued. The credit goes to him because it is more and more he was after me. And I was overwhelmed by his affection, respect and hospitality every time. And very often when I come here, when he says I must come, I come. Otherwise the invitations keep coming everywhere. But he says, you must come. I am very particular, then I used to come. And he used to receive me here at the at the guest house. Great master. So much of the greatest quality of this man is humility. Humility and simplicity. That's why they say that you go higher and higher, you become humbler and humbler. That is the greatest quality of Patriji, apart from his many other divine qualities and all that we have seen it now. See, we all go through ups and downs in life, every one of us. All great masters have done it. Even Patriji's life also, I know very well what all he has gone through. Even on the spiritual path, with all his good intentions, he was subjected to all sorts of, but he never took it very seriously and all that now. So like, I'm sure all of us, I've also gone through very challenges in life. In my official life, the most challenging tasks I have taken, life-threatening situations. Very often, in my position, they could have taken me out long back. But so, the destiny is I should stay on. Same thing in families also, we have got ups and downs. We have got, happy events, tragic events, all that. With all that, what gives you the resoluteness to go through is deep faith in spirituality, acceptance. I remember Governor Alexander asked me in the Prime Minister's office in Delhi, he said, Mr. Karthikeyan, you must be the most harassed person in the whole country, threatened person in the whole country, so much of tension, threats from all over and big tasks. How is it you look quite calm? He said, are you acting? I said, no. I said, I am doing my duty to the nation according to my conscience and the law of the land. I am not obliged to anybody, and nobody can make me do something against my conscience. But they are killers. They have killed their own president. All defense minister, any investigation against them, they have destroyed the police stations, offices. I said, that is their job. I am not concerned. I am doing my duty to the nation. So we also said, birth and death. I told him, birth and death are preordained in my belief. Where you are born, to whom you are born, how you are being raised, these are all decided. More so with the death also. When I will go, where I will go, how I will go, it is decided somewhere, I don't know. It's going to happen to every one of them. Great masters, Patriji also had to leave his body one day, having done his duty to the nation, to the society. He had leave the body, though it all well pained. I was even angry with him. He said, you never took rest in spite of all our advice. But he had to complete his task in the limited time given to him, and he did it perfectly and created, thousands of masters to carry on the mission he's carried. So, that is one thing. Have not blind faith. This is the ultimate. So, in the time given from the first breath, when you are born, you inhale the breath. Ultimately, when the breath goes out, doesn't come back to you. That is the lifetime. This is all limited period. We don't know when it happens. In the limited period given by the divine, we should do a life of great satisfaction, not just living for us. Yes, first is you take care of your body, health of the body and mind. Most important thing is your duty and right to be healthy. Eating the right food, right quantities, right time, right physical activities, yoga, games, whatever you do. And then your mental health, spiritual health, meditation, Panasati meditation, any type of meditation and all these things. So it's a divine gift to each one of us. And each one of us can make a difference. Not only some people can do it. Because Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi, you have heard so much from Patriji and our great masters now. Each one of us have a spark of divine. And we all human beings. We can't say that none of us have had bad thoughts or bad words or bad deeds in our life. But then the wisdom is realizing it and not repeating it again, not hurting others now, and not living with a sense of guilty life. We just forget ourselves and forgive others also. Because then otherwise, you keep a life of great agony, regretting yourself for what you have done rightly or wrongly. And also somebody has hurt us knowingly or unknowingly and keep nursing grievance against them. Then our life becomes, how some of the worst diseases are born within. I say 90% of the diseases are inborn. So how to lead a life cleaning ourselves, self-cleaning, You don't have to wait for some. We have seen. So that is the power of meditation. We have seen in all traditions have done it. We have done research thanks to Chandra's programs. I have found in all systems, thousands of years, some sort of technology of meditation has been observed. And we know in our own system we are a gift to the whole of the world. Out of that, yes, I am involved in many spiritual organizations. I am very fond of all the masters and they have been kind to me everywhere. I don't sit in judgment because who am I to judge? I don't know everything. And every master has done good to the society everywhere and all that. But out of that, still I opted for going out of the way to support to PSSM movement or Patriji's movement or Panasati. I found this to be the technologist. Patriji asked me, how did you go through 10 days of Vipassana meditation? He said, only one day. I couldn't sit more than that. That is the first 3 days of Vipassana, is Anapanasati meditation. And his master simplified it, perfected it. He said, the joy I got, I must spread it. He started going from a simple man, no great wealth or support of institutions, home to home, village to village and all that. He said, that is the passion, commitment. I want to spread it to as many as possible. Dhyanam, Andhra Pradesh, Dhyan, Bharat, Dhyan, you know that, all that thing, I don't want to repeat it and all that. So he led a life of mission, a purpose. If we, each one of us, cannot have the blessing to have such a big thing, but each one of us can, in our own way, contribute. I met this young child, I forgot her name just now this morning. She's a 10-year-old. She's here, I'm sure, sitting somewhere. I'm amazed with the maturity of the child. She said, I support Buddha Purnima. How do we? I asked for donations. A 10-year-old child. It's such a revelation to me to find if the movement can create such wonderful children, there must be strength in that, and all that credit goes to Patriji. Patriji now. So, let us dedicate ourselves to the mission you have undertaken and be proud of the fact you have got into a very, very, this is a rich, the real wealth is you have got it now already. It is for us to preserve it, develop it, spread it, because unless the whole world, more and more people get peace of mind, health and all that. That's our mission now. Otherwise, the world is going to a dangerous situation, you know very well. I don't have to repeat it. You see the newspaper, headlines, everything. So much of negativity is happening. Addiction, crime, corruption, wars everywhere, and the government spreading trillions and trillions of dollars to create more weapons of mass destruction. That's one way of going. And global warming, destruction of forests, what's happening. Global warming, sea water level rising, going to threaten many countries. Many islands are going to be wiped out. Even if you stop it today. What about our children, grandchildren? Are we going to create a world, you may have mansions, buildings, a lot of money, stock exchange, stocks and all that. But the children, grandchildren should have clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, and clean food to eat. If all that is a huge responsibility on each one of us now. Don't depend on governments alone. Now wars are going on, Ukraine and West Asia and all that. Thousands of innocent women, children getting killed every day. happening last 1 year, more than a year. The United Nations is watching helplessly. All these global conferences all becoming dramas ultimately. So unless there is a change in each one of us, we cannot save humanity from self-destruction. So this generation which has destroyed all that has created, it's a responsibility to save it also now. So that is where you got the right path is meditation. We have found for all illnesses in the society, individuals, the basic technology is meditation. Thereafter you go whatever you want to say, Krishna, Rama, Allah, whatever it is. But on the level of basic transformation of the individual inside, meditation is the only best thing. So I'm happy you are all in the path. Let us do our best to save it. And in all the world wars, millions of women, children have been killed, very well. And happening today also. Millions all fought in the name of religion. Each country said, I am fighting for defending God. Peace. In the name of peace, they launch wars and killing millions of people. At the end of the Second World War, after millions were killed, both sides realized the folly of what they are doing. One day sat and settled, called armistice, peace agreement. It was signed on the 11th month at 11 a.m. 11th month, tomorrow is 11th. Also you are celebrating Patriji's birthday. A man of peace. And the world is celebrating that tomorrow as the peace day. And I am required by a great master to be somewhere else for a very big peace mission. So, though I promised Swarnamala Patriji and all of you, I will be here all the 4 days. I had to go for the call of the mission for the master. I'm going, and we are all celebrating. The whole world is celebrating. Whole world is celebrating tomorrow as a peace day. Patriji's birthday. So wherever we are, going to be there, and I'm happy. I enjoyed all the programs here. What a program, Ganesh Kumar and Shalini, and I can keep on Sai, led by Sai, and everybody. What perfect arrangements, everything. Classic arrangements, how to organize a movement, how to organize such people, all that is a model. Now you're also training in leadership here when participating. I'm proud of all the parents who are bringing the children here. Wise people you're all. See, you are training them not only in spirituality, in leadership, how to conduct events, how to organize it so perfectly, and all that now. So I thank all of you. I compliment every one of you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be with all of you. Namaskaram.
Sir, again, deep gratitude on behalf of the management and staff of Pyramid Valley International and also the committee of Pyramid Music Meditation Academy and the entire PSS movement. Heartfelt thanks to you for always being our mentor, guide, and being here whenever we invited you. And again, Swarnamala Patri Madam also sends a deep gratitude and thanks to you, sir, for being here for this event. Thank you. A small felicitation.
As a token of respect and gratitude, let us give a standing ovation for our dear Padmashri Karthikeyan ji. Jora Chappale. in this moment, we would like to thank Mahesh Agarwal ji, who is here with us in this Pyramid Music Meditation Fest. The moment Patri ma'am had invited, he was very, very, very gracefully accepting the invitation and gracing this event here with us in this Pyramid Valley International. I also request Girija Madam or Rajan Sir for being supporting pillars to take every spiritual event forward with all their energies, wisdom and experience. I request Soumya Madam to join us on the stage to felicitate the masters.
My dear friends, my dear gods and masters, it has been a wonderful time here. I recall my days in Mysore because Karnataka has been the birthplace for spirituality as far as I am concerned. Though we were born in Kerala, educated in Tamil Nadu, moved throughout the country because of my bank, the Reserve Bank and NABARD. And in the course of this, I should thank Mysore especially because that is a place where we happened to get Brahmarshi Patriji to visit, and then we got introduced to this great yogi, enlightened yogi, but we never knew the amount of strength and the amount of vigor he has, and our lives got completely transformed. And he taught us so many things, right from what you should do every day, how you should cook, how you should walk, how you should speak, how you should have your words and thoughts and actions. Everything was taught to us, and he gave us the benefit of his company almost for the last 25 years, I should say. We have traveled throughout Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka, of course, to some extent. Fortunately, I could be the driver for him at that time, taking him throughout in remote Tamil Nadu. Up to Tiruvarur we went. Tiruvayar, I should say, where the musical festival is held every year. So all this benefit, thanks to one great person, that is Brahmarshi Patriji. Every moment, I think every breath of mine is attributed to him. I should thank him. So I remember many of his golden words and the number of books to which he has introduced me. In the process, I have been able to read more than 5,000 spiritual books, and I continue to keep reading and sharing my wisdom with others. So today, I feel so honored. I should say, we feel honored that our great Padma Shri Karthikeyan ji is with us. because I recalled, just now I was telling him, in 2004 I met him through a common friend of ours, Krishna, Mr. Krishnan of Krishna Sweets, M. Krishnan. And Karthikeyanji had come to inaugurate a pyramid which we happened to construct just in 2 years, when Patriji had predicted that I will build a pyramid, when I didn't even have any money for all that, but then everything came of its own. I should say that was again because of miraculous thoughts. The pyramid, which can house 300 people, happened only because of miraculous thoughts, because I didn't have even 1% of lack of faith in completing the job. So our Karthikeyanji's presence is very great to us, and he has been a tower of strength for this Pyramid Valley, because he is the brand ambassador for the Pyramid Valley right now. Although he is aligned to so many spiritual institutions, but when Patriji makes the call, I know it is implicit obedience and faith. So he valued the company of Patriji, and all of us have, of course, benefited out of Patriji's knowledge, which he has shared so very generously with all of us. So once again, and Karthikeyanji has been a man of impeccable integrity. I have read his biography and I know what all challenges he has had in life in his official capacities. So even we have all been having. So as a banker, when I used to take classes, I used to tell them, you have to see what is the return on investment that you have. How do you get the target on deposits and all that. But in the course of all that, at the end I will tell each of them, never be an NPA. At the end of your life, you should assess what you have achieved and what is an NPA, non-performing asset. So never be a non-performing asset at the end of your life. And that is what Osho also says. Osho says, work with all your sincerity as if you are going to die today. Whereas, when you get involved in all the work for the benefit of others, work as if you are going to live forever. So this is a golden quotation of Osho. And once again, I remember Richard Bach for his quotation, that the only obligation that you have in every lifetime is to be true to yourself. So when you are true to yourself, you cannot commit a crime, you cannot do wrong to anyone in the world. So thank you once again for this great occasion of Pyramid Music Meditation Academy. Music has been a real source of strength for all of us, and particularly for our family, because we have, all of us are musicians, and my grandchildren are all very great little Buddhas. All of them, they all get third eye experiences. So we are greatly benefited by this occasion. I thank Sagarji, our chant for us. It's Agastya Pyramid there. So for this program we have to go. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All of you have been pillars of PSSM Pyramid Valley. One last few words from our Mahesh Agarwal ji, again our guest on the invitation of Sonamala Patri Madam. Thank you, sir, for accepting the invite and being here with us these 4 days. Just your message.
आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. मैं फिर आप लोगों को धन्यवाद दूंगा कि आप लोग बहुत भाग्यशाली हैं कि पिरामिड के अंदर बैठ करके आपको संगीत का आनंद लेने का ये मेरे ख्याल से आपके जीवन का प्रथम अवसर है. हमेशा हम पिरामिड के अंदर ध्यान करने आते हैं, परंतु संगीत की इतनी सुंदर सभा, इतने कुशल संगीत को हमारे सामने प्रस्तुत करने वाले, मधुरता के साथ और हमारे को ध्यान के अंदर ले जाने वाले, इस आयोजन के लिए आयोजकों को, इसमें भाग लेने वालों को और आप सबको मैं बहुत बहुत दिल से, हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं और धन्यवाद देता हूं. ऐसा अवसर बहुत कम मिलता है. पत्री जी के साथ मेरा काफ़ी समय रहना हुआ, खासकर कोविड के पीरियड में. 15 दिन हैदराबाद में उनके पैतृक घर में और 15 दिन यहाँ पिरामिड वैली में रहा. उस समय हमारे बीच में कई ऐसी बातें हुई है. मेरे को याद आता है, पत्री जी सोते बहुत है. मैं एक दिन उनको बोला, आप हमेशा सोते रहते हो? और उनको हमेशा बॉडी मसाज बहुत करनी पड़ती थी उनकी। मैं बोले ये क्या है? तो उन्होंने क्या बोला, अग्रवाल जी मैं कभी भी सोता नहीं हूँ, मैं हमेशा जागा हुआ रहता हूँ। मैं उस वक्त समझा नहीं, बस जब बाद में भगवद गीता लगातार पढ़ी तो समझ में आया कि योगी कभी नहीं सोता है, योगी हमेशा जागा हुआ ही रहता है। पत्री जी अपने मुंह से कभी भी अपने बारे में कुछ कहते नहीं थे, पर जब भी लंबी वार्ता होती थी उनको हमेशा मित्र कहा, मैं आपका मित्र हूँ। परंतु पत्री जी की एक ऐसी खूबी थी साधारण से व्यक्ति में, आप सबके अंदर बहुत सी प्रतिभाएं छिपी हुई है, आपको मालूम नहीं है उसके बारे में, पर पत्री जी उसको देख करके पहचान करके उस प्रतिभा को बाहर निखारने के अंदर आपको बार बार प्रेरित करते थे, और आप फिर भी कुछ नहीं करते तो आपको ज़बरदस्ती पकड़ करके करवा देते थे। पत्री जी मनुष्य की प्रतिभा को खोजने के अंदर कुशल थे और किसी भी आदमी से उसका सर्वश्रेष्ठ उपयोग लेने के अंदर एकदम अद्भुत व्यक्ति थे। ऐसी अद्भुतता सिर्फ फक्कड़ में ही हो सकती है। ऐसा आदमी जिसके जेब में न मोबाइल न जेब में 1 रुपया और पूरी दुनिया घूम सकता है। पत्री जी ध्यान सिखाते नहीं थे, पत्री जी के अंदर तो ध्यान बहता था, जैसा माँ के अंदर अपने पुत्र के प्रति प्रेम बहता है, उसको सीखना नहीं पड़ता, सिखाना नहीं पड़ता। पत्री जी के अंदर से 24 घंटे ध्यान बहता था। मैं इनके साथ काफ़ी घूमा। कुछ लोगों को ध्यान सिखाने के लिए कितने लंबी यात्रा कर लेते थे, हम हिसाब किताब रखने वाले लोगों के लिए ये संभव नहीं है। पत्री जी अद्भुत गुणों के खदान थे, जो उनके साथ रहे वो हीरा हो गए। ये सब हीरे आपके सामने स्टेज पर खड़े हैं और बहुत हीरे हैं जो फिर आपके सामने कल आएंगे। आप सभी का पुनः धन्यवाद।
Thank you, masters. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all for the concluding words and for your gracious presence in this Pyramid Music Meditation Festival. Dear masters and friends, from the early morning, we had 2 meditative sessions with music, with sitar and sarod. Have you been experiencing any difference with the music meditation and without music meditation? Yes? No? Yes. So now, we are going to listen from Dr. Geeta Bhattji about what is happening in us. ನಾದವನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ವಾವ್ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮೊಳಗೆ ಏನು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೀತಾ ಭಟ್ ಅವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಮೂಲಕವಾಗಿ ಅವನ್ನ ಆಹ್ವಾನ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Madam is a veena and a vocal artist and a music therapist. ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಥೆರಪೆಟಿಕ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಿದೆ, ಮೈಂಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಭಾವ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇವತ್ತು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶಿ ಹಸ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬೀನ್ ವಿತ್ ಹರ್ ಗುರು ಸಂಗೀತ ಭೂಷಣಂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಜ್ಞಾನಾಂಬಾಳ್ ಅವರು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗುರು ಗಾನಕಲಾ ಭೂಷಣ ವಿದ್ವಾನ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಆರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಮೂರ್ತಿ garu. And she has been received awards, Dr. Parameshwara Memorial Creative Music Therapy Award, Lalita Kala Suma and Nada Jyoti Puraskara. And now we will listen to her with complete attention so that you get the wisdom of what is happening inside you with music. Every day we've been listening to music, now let us understand what is happening with music. So post her talk, we can also listen to her veena. Thank you, ma'am, for being here with us at Pyramid Valley. Over to you.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalam Spatikakritim Adaram Sarva Vidhyanam Shri Haigrivam Upasvahe. I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to Shri Ganesh Kumar, who, of course, it was a very short notice, Ganesh Avare, but I feel so connected to this place already because of its structure, this serenity in the place, the peace out here, and the way you have structured everything. Thank you for having me here, and thanks to all the organizers for having me here. I know it's a little beyond noon, so I plan to cut my talk short. It was scheduled for 12 sharp. So let me see if I can connect you to music and beyond. I've been asked to speak about Sangeeta Chikitsa. But whatever may be the therapeutic element of Nada yoga or music, we have to base it on our cultural roots, our traditional practices, the ancient wisdom that has been given to us, passed on to us through generations. Yeah. Next slide. So when we talk about music, meditation, the saptaswaras, chakras, where are the references? Where did this all originate? In fact, our music system, Indian classical system, is, as we know, is 3,000 years plus old. We are not very sure whether it's just 3,000. It might be much, much beyond that. So we start right from the Brahmanas and Vedic period. All of us know that the Brahmanas is basically the prose part of our Vedas, the rituals which are mentioned on how we have to practice certain spiritual practices, the rendition of the Vedas, etc. And we are all aware that the Saptaswaras originated from the Samaveda. We have beautiful references here, which I'll do it when I'm doing the chakra healing slide. So from there on, we move on to the Valmiki Ramayana. We all know that Valmiki Ramayana itself is a great poetry. It's in a poetic format. And we have references where, whether it's Lord Rama or Ravana, they were excellent Vainikas. And then, of course, Lava and Kusha, who come to the latter part, where they have used music throughout. And then we have our 18 Puranas. Here I would like to mention the significance of the Garbhopanishad, which mentions a lot of references on how music can help right from the fetal stage. In fact, today it is proved that a child in the womb can be stimulated by the sound surrounding him or her right from the 24th week of pregnancy. Now, this is the reason they keep saying, listen to Sahasranamas, listen to music, keep the environment peaceful, let the child get familiar with the parents' voices, the grandparents' voices, the uncles and aunts. Yes, the child may not be able to receive the sound in the same depth as we are connecting now, but there is enough vibrational stimulation that occurs to the fetus, which forms a very important learning platform in the future generations. This is why we say why it is important to learn something and how it is transferred through the genes. The Garbhopanishad mentions all this many, many years ago, and now a scientific system, our clinical practices are further endorsing it. And then, yes, of course, we had the Bhakti cult, which started right from Jayadeva's, the Sringara Rasa brought out between Krishna and Sri Radharani, which is depicted beautifully in our dance performances. And then, like I mentioned, the Bhakti cult through Sri Annamacharya, and our Dasa Shreshtas, Sangita Pitamaha, who said, Kereya Neeranu Kerege Chelli. It's such a simple phrase, but how many of us follow it? Kereya Neeranu Satata Nave Kudiyo Tara Idivi Elru Iga. The generation is like that. We are not able to give back anything to the generation because we have become so selfish, so greedy, so much into lifestyle priorities. In fact, every Dasa Sahitya is a capsule, just like the Trinities, Sri Muthuswami Dikshitar, Shyama Shastri, and Sri Tyagaraja gave us their own beautiful capsules in the form of Pancharatna Kritis, Navagraha Kritis, Navavarana Kritis on Ambal. Such beautiful, we have an encyclopedia of music. It is very sad that when people come from abroad, they research here, they go back, pack it and give it back to us. They pack it so beautifully and give it back to us. The roots are here, and unfortunately researchers are lacking. Anyway, the next slide. So we all know that sound is the essence of music, sound is the essence of language, sound is also the essence of today's noise. And how we shut that noise by merging meditation and music together is why we are all here, isn't it? So, sound is pleasant and unpleasant. Imagine a day when you wake up and you don't hear any of the birds chirping. It is scary, isn't it? I would be scared. It's not peaceful for me. It is a natural sound that I would want to hear. I would want to hear the frogs croaking. I would want to hear the birds chirping. These are all natural sounds that have been given to the Moola Prakriti Devi to us. So we cannot classify them to another sound. We rise with these sounds, and without these sounds, we are nothing. Next slide. So then what is this Nada Yoga? So as it is mentioned in this slide, it is an ancient spiritual practice. To many of us, it continues to be a practice even today. Else we cannot touch on cases, especially neurodevelopmental cases, if we are not able to connect through the form of Nada Yoga. It is very difficult. So it is basically a path leading to self-realization, why we are here, what is the purpose of our life, was I groomed to be a commercial artist, or was I born to help the other sector through the joy of music, through the passion of music, through the passion of meditation through music? All these questions have to keep, it should be coming to you in a curious form. Only then the purpose can be understood at a later point of a time. So Nada Yoga is basically combining yourself to the innermost sound. And as you are aware, of course, all of you are yogis. I'm sure these are not new phrases. Ahata and Anahata, two important sounds at a very basic level. There are many more beyond this. So Ahata is where we produce a sound striking two objects. And in that we have varieties. We have Shariraja, that is where we are using our body parts. It can be a simple clap, simple tapping to dance music, or just tapping when we are listening to a classical music going on here. And then it could be plucking of the strings. Then Charmaja, or our skin membrane instruments like mridangam, tabla, could be Western drums also. Then Lohaja, where we use metal. So it could be as simple as temple bells. cymbals, and Vayuja, the wind instruments, Nadaswaram, saxophone, then flute, so many beautiful instruments. Now the complicated portion is Anahata. Anahata is the innermost sound. We are connecting with our soul. If you notice, all of us, even if we close our eyes now, there are so many thoughts running across us. We're all multitasking. We're all stressed for some reason. We're all anxious about something. How do we shut off all these and get connected to the Anahata sound? The Anahata Nada. Believe me, if we do not have this Anahata Nada, I would have not even been here today. The connection would have not been possible at all. Now it is this which makes many people in the service profession connect to the emotions of those who themselves do not identify their emotions. Typically the neurodiverse, maybe the terminally ill at their last stage of their life, maybe dementia when they have forgotten everything, but they are still able to relate to music. I'm sure many of you know that many dementia patients are excellent orchestra performers because it takes some time for the cognitive decline to happen completely. So they are excellent performers. Many perform the harmonium too. So the union of this, the Ahata and the Anahata, is what makes Nada Yoga beautiful. The next slide, please. This is quite a familiar slide for all of you because you are practicing this day in and day out, Saptaswaras and stimulating the energy centers of our body. But where are the references to this? Of course, many yogic texts like Patanjali's Yoga Sutras have deeply mentioned about all these chakras, the Nada Yoga, Nada Anusandhana concept, Rasanubhava concept, all these are mentioned. But let's not forget our own texts. In fact, the Brahmanda Purana gives Sri Lalita Sahasranama, which beautifully mentions most of the chakras, in fact in multiple times. In fact, I will just call out the verses, maybe you can just look up at a later stage since we have very less time. Verse 98, which says, Vishuddhi Chakra Nilaya Raktavarna Trilochana. Verse 100, Anahatabhya Nilaya Shyamabha Vananadvaya. Then verse 104, Swadishtanam Bhujagata. Then verse 106, Mooladharam Bhujarudha. Then verse 107, Agnya Chakrabja Nilaya. So many beautiful references, not only the Lalita Sahasranamam, Saundarya Lahari also gives so many chakra references. Now, why do we need this? People practicing chakra healing, they always ask their clients or patients to recite particular shlokas so that it starts healing the organs around those particular chakras. For example, if your main problem in individuals with autism, there is this diagnosis. Not all autistic individuals, but many of them, they do not perceive emotions. So then, which chakra do I manage? We know that Anahata is where our heart chakra is there. So then all the organs around that. So people practicing chakra healing, they usually, this is the way they practice. To either through Omkaras across the Saptaswaras, or it is healing across the organs through different shloka formats that has been given to us through ancient wisdom. Next slide, please. Yeah, from here, from ancient wisdom, now I deviate to bring about the nuances of music therapy in today's practice. So what is this music therapy? What is music healing? Music healing is what we do on a day-to-day basis. All of you are going through it on a day-to-day basis. In fact, people residing here, I think your day starts with music. So you're already into self-healing process. But music therapy is a clinical intervention-based process which is given to the client based on their individual goals, based on their individual disorders. Now, if you don't know about the disorder, we are being a disaster to that client. For example, when I don't know about a neurodevelopmental disorder like autism, it's very difficult for me to understand that they have sensory triggers, they have sensory sensitivities. There is a problem in the expressive communication and receptive communication because they don't understand what I am trying to convey. They don't understand the inner meaning. So when you don't know about the disorder, you can end up labeling them as something else, which is quite common in our generations. Right? Same thing. I have got this opportunity to work with the site care doctors for cancer survivors and cancer patients. When you don't even relate to their pain, what is the therapy you're going to give? It's not easy sitting through chemotherapy sessions, isn't it? And if you suddenly raise your voice in a pitch of 5.5 and 6, it's going to harm them. Right? So you need to know the disorders, you need to know the frequency at which they can hear certain music. That's the reason it's called as a clinical intervention. And it has to be done by a qualified professional. Yeah. Next. So look at the beauty of Indian music therapy. It is sad that we don't have many researchers in this field. Like I said, there are people coming from abroad doing the research here and taking back their theses. They come, they stay for 7 long years, 8 long years. But see how beautifully it can be connected. What I spoke to you in the beginning was related to spiritual psychology. We cannot take spiritual psychology away from any of the disciplines because I am a Bharatiya. My cultural roots are important. I cannot base myself on Western music because that's not my genre of music, isn't it? So, Bharati Sangita Chikitsa can be combined with spiritual psychology, music psychology to understand perception of rhythm, perception of melody, perception of emotions also, perception of rasas, rasa anubhava. So many different kinds of perceptions. And then we have the production. Why is it that a Down syndrome child is not able to produce a response immediately after I give her a line? We need to know that the auditory motor responses are going to be a little slower. So that's why I say we need to have deep knowledge about the disorder even before touching a case. And then the response. We are always seeking for a response from the child to finally connect to the goals. Then cognitive psychology is whether we are improving memory, the procedural or declarative memory. Then attention. I don't know if people have been with children with ADHD or autism. In the initial sessions, it's difficult for them to sit even for 5 minutes in one place. It's extremely difficult. So we have something called as a progressive succession method, where we slowly connect with them, initially 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then 20 minutes, till where they have sitting tolerance. Today, my students who have been with me for more than 10 years are able to recite the Nama Ramayanam in full, the 108 verses, the first 3 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, Sharda Bhujanga Stotram, lot of Adi Shankaracharya's Bhujangams, which they are very easily able to recite. It's taken us a very long time to bring them to this stage, because initially we have started, like, for example, a Notu Swaram. सामगान प्रिये कामकोटि निलये शंकरी सुंदरी सारदर लहरी. Now this, I can break this down to words and get you to repeat. But for a child with autism or ADHD who has language and communication deficits, I have to bring it down to Sama Gana Priye. This is the amount of breaking. Sometimes it is syllables, just sa, just ma, just ga. Yes, there are a lot of wrong diagnoses also happening in the field. For example, I've had a chance to work with this child whom I met when he was 4 years, and he was called as a verbally mute child. That is, he has no language and communication at all. But today he's able to recite the Krishna Ashtotara. He might not be, he has a defect in perceiving tunes or melody. But just like that, he's able to give you the Vishnu Shodasha Nama Stotram, Achyutashtakam, Govindashtakam. It's just like pressing a button on him, start button, and he will just go over and over again. You might not find the melody, but look at the child's happiness, how much emotional healing we are doing. The child feels confident, right? He feels, yes, he's able to say something. Imagine the time when people were calling him as speechless. What would the parents go through, right? So that is how powerful our music is. And then we have clinical psychology. Like I said, all the cases that I mentioned now, it comes under clinical psychology. And then social psychology. Many of my students, they refuse to interact in groups because there's no social reciprocity. So with music, can we help them build this goal also? So from where I work, I cannot just be saying I'm a clinical psychologist, I'm a cognitive psychologist, social, etc. No, my roots are always spiritual. I cannot sit in front of a case if I do not wake up at 4 o'clock, finish my list of parayanams, my list of stotra rending, my list of sahasranamas. The number of times that I have to say is numerous throughout the day, in fact. Because when you're sitting with the patient, you're mutually exchanging the energies. So we need to keep ourselves so strong that we are only delivering positive there, and the negative that we take, we should be able to let out through our body systems. And that's when my instrument, being a Vainika, helps me. And definitely we are all not without challenges. All of us born in this world have our own set of challenges in the deepest levels. So then what makes us still go to work the next day? For me, it is definitely music. And I'm sure it is for you also. Right? Yeah. Next slide, please. Yeah, just 2 more slides and then I'll get on to the Veena for Rasanubhava. So this is more from a clinical perspective. We need to know what happens in the brain when we are engaging in music, or when you are actually practicing on an instrument or sitting across like this. So you notice all the regions of the brain are activated. There was a time when music was called as a left brain activity, a right brain activity. No, it's not that anymore. Today, whether it is the intellectual hunger, intellectual hunger of the rhythm aspect, the tala aspect, or it is an emotional curiosity of the ragas or the melodic perception, it is a whole brain activity, because each of them goes to different parts of the brain. So cognitive neuroscience of music now says making music or passively listening to music also is a whole brain activity. And if you notice, all your cortexes are active. Your sensory cortex, auditory cortex, visual cortex, motor cortex, cerebellum, hippocampus, your perception area, amygdala. This is where I work with my children and adolescents with autism. They're so violent at home, but when they come to me, they are just like any of us. They are able to understand my emotions so beautifully. They understand me from a distance. So when you say AST students do not have emotions, I always look at you with a stare, because for me it has worked the other way. In fact, when we put up concerts with Dashavina, Dwadashavina, my autism adults are the ones who make way for me by removing those veena wires, because they know I'm stressed. I have to deliver, right? I have to bring all the veenas together with the same pitch, right? And impress an audience also. So they are the ones who move out the wires when I'm running around the stage, setting up the stage. But my normal people do not come. I have to tell them, do this, right? So then how do you say that there are no emotions? They perceive emotions, but they are not able to express. And very often, we humans give such weird faces. We show so many expressions which confuses everybody. And that is where they lack. They cannot perceive our facial expressions, but they perceive what is going on in our hearts. That is the connection of Anahatanada. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, so if you imagine a person playing veena, the entire tactile system is awake because we are plucking the strings. On the other side, we are also holding. This is applicable to any instrument. It can be a percussion, non-percussion. It can be vocal also. Then the kinesthetic system is awake, right? The entire auditory system is awake, because we are listening to the tone produced by a guru. We are trying to produce the same gamakam here. And along with this, there's a complete multisensory feedback which is happening behind. Am I producing it right? Is this wrong? Do I have to try again? Look at the beautiful processes involved. And then there's a visual system. If the child is going through a script, visual system is activated. Mirror neurons are activated because you're looking at the guru and trying to produce the same sound, the same tone, the same melody. So music is multisensory. That's why it becomes a very powerful medium for us to connect to the absolute energies. Yeah, next slide, sir. So this is what Sir C.V. Raman brought out in 1921, after which today's radiologists and neurologists have started researching on this, why the veena resembles the human vertebrae. The 24 frets of the veena resembles our 24 vertebrae, right from the root chakra, the Muladhara chakra. There are a lot of research going on with this piece of information that he produced in 1921 in a short article. And also remember, the 24 frets are equivalent to the 24 syllables of our Gayatri mantra. So at any point of time, you cannot see anything in isolation with respect to Indian music therapy, because our roots are so strong that we have to interconnect. And without spiritual wisdom, it's very difficult to connect. Yeah. Yes, sir. Next slide. Okay. The Rasanubhava portion, I'll just dwell on it now, the last 5 minutes. What kind of rasas you can use with children. I usually avoid the negative rasas because I don't want to make a child more violent in my premises. I don't want to create sensory triggers. So there are certain ragas that I can connect with them. So I usually do not use anything which has pathos or too much of karuna, too much of bibhatsa. I don't use. I use rasas like Shringara rasa, something with a patriotic fervor, Gambhira rasa, Hasya, things, some of the positive rasas that I use with my neurodevelopmental disordered patients. And then today, yes, we have a lot of talk on raga therapy. Ragas heal, but what you experience through the ragas is purely individualistic and situational. Today I might like a raga, I might present a Kiravani today before I leave, but I might not like that raga tomorrow. So it is individualistic. Same with let's take an example of a patient going in for a surgery. Pre-surgery you deploy a raga. Will the patient like to hear it post-surgery? A patient may not want to because they don't want to go through the same episode again. But there are some other patients who will say, I want to listen and I want to vent out. So there are two types, right? So when you say Charukeshi heals a disorder or a heart ailment, we need more research to be done. We need more sample sizes, which is quite difficult because it's very difficult to take all our children across a neurodiverse sector to go through an fMRI, right? Or an MRI also, or an EEG. It's very, very difficult. So that's why we need to connect all the disciplines and bring out a framework which is equally connectable to all of us. We cannot just dwell on clinical practices. Yeah. So then there is rhythm therapy. Yeah, no problem, sir. I think these are all very generic. Yeah. So this is something I can just show on the Veena. Yeah. Yeah. Next, sir. Yes. We had almost 2.5 to 3 years of COVID. Yes or no? Yeah. Many of us, I think we did the maximum meditation at that time, maximum mantra rendition at that time. I had maximum number of students at that time. I had maximum number of cancer patients and cancer caretakers at that time. I just had to deliver. I got into a zone where I said, no, I cannot see any more trauma. I just need to deliver because I don't know whether I'm going to be there tomorrow. I'm not going to be there tomorrow to see the sunrise. That was the fate we were all in. When somebody from our family was just taken away to a zone which we didn't want to see. Isn't it? I always tell this on a lighter side. Many of my artist fraternity, they started performing 4 to 5 programs on social media. That is their way of self-healing because they didn't have public concerts. So they went over and over. Bedage on kacheri, ratri on kacheri, on FB, Instagram, so many concerts. But I sat through and I was working with all these NGOs, helping them connect. Imagine what would have gone through the college students. A period to socialize, but they're all secluded with their families. Nobody to connect. How many Zoom calls can you withstand? You need that physical space, right? Imagine our kids, kindergarten kids. They went through hell. And then those mothers who ran around for the entire family. What held them? For me, it was only my deep meditation, my connection with the Almighty, my music. I started learning all kinds of kritis and started keeping myself sane so that I don't keep hearing news that I don't want to hear, unpleasantness. Ultimately, we all heard it, but that was the only thing which kept me going. And I'm sure it was the same for all of you, right? So music gives us that resilience. And believe me, this resilience can make you so strong in situations that it will help you handle so much. A trauma that is even about to come tomorrow, you will be able to manage today if you're listening to music and meditating through music. Next slide, sir. I think I've touched on almost all. The next few slides actually go into the intricate of clinical applications, but I would prefer to stop here. This is my core area of working when I do Sangeeta Chikitsa. I wouldn't say Chikitsa, I would say more of healing. I have many people, many adults who come because of corporate stress and anxiety. We know how the work culture is in India. It's only the Indians who work 24/7. Abroad it is 4.5 days, work days. Quite strange, right? Sometime I think somebody should make a point and say, look, Indians, enough. And then yes, my clients across the neurodiverse, autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, cerebral palsy, brain damage, and muscular degeneration students, dyslexia, learning disabilities, then chromosomal abnormalities like Edwards syndrome and trisomy, that is Down syndrome. Cancer patients, cancer survivors, cancer caretakers. Remember always, it's not only the patients who require music therapy or music healing, it is also the caretakers who require the maximum. Many a times, it's either the spouse, the kith or kin taking care. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult phase. But if you can lend a hand to uplift their senses through the power of music and meditation, you've made a difference in your life. And dementia and multiple sclerosis, I just mentioned it. Sclerosis is an autoimmune disorder where the protein coating starts degenerating, and slowly you start losing many functions of the body. Mental trauma and emotional disorders, typically the COVID phase that we went through, many of us went through it. Anybody who didn't go through this during the COVID phase? Yeah. So I will stop here. I'm ready to take a question, 1 or 2 questions before I sit with my Veena. If anybody has any question. I'm sorry that I'm cutting it short because I know it's lunch break and we are not at the receiving end now with our stomachs grumbling all over. Yeah. If anybody has a question, we can just take it in.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
I want to know about the frequencies of music we have now. Some 512, 432, so many frequencies are there.
Right.
I wanted to know about that.
No, I'm not the right person because it's related to physics. It's the physics of music. And I'm definitely not the right person to talk about the hertz and other things because I'm very, very poor in physics, number one. And some over the years, one thing I have realized is I relate to emotions more than rationalities. Okay. Now the frequency that I mentioned in my talk is basically the pitch at which you sing, the pitch frequencies that you can help connect to a child. For example, in most of my autism cases, I have used Madhyama Varja Ragas, Madhyama Raga, Shruti Ragas, for example, Yamuna Kalyani, right? Or Hindustani Kapi, because it becomes very easy for me to connect through that Ma, the Pratimadhyamam, and at a pitch of 4. This is what I meant at my level of frequency. But if you ask me hertz and other things, it is a physics component which is getting into thing. Yeah, that is more of music perception and cognitive neuroscience of music. A question which is, yeah, you need to ask the right people. Yeah.
If you want to suggest any music to hear daily as a layman people like us, what would you suggest to hear?
You belong here, right? Do you belong here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so see, I will not say that all of you should listen to classical music. We all have an aptitude, right? Yes or no? We all have an aptitude. We have our own zones of anubhava. For example, when I am venting out due to some severe challenge in my life, I don't want to listen to intellectual music. I will never listen to a Ragam Tanam Pallavi at that time. I will listen to something which is bringing out my emotion once for all. Right? So, if you ask me, any form of classical music helps heal. Any form in the universe, of be it Western classical music, be it our classical music, any form helps. But you need to have an aptitude, you need to have a liking to it, you need to experience that yourself. There's nothing wrong. But I come from a base of Indian Carnatic classical music, so I will not go beyond it with my students. Although I do, here and there I merge do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, because I have Catholics also coming in to my class, to my sessions. So then my sarigama has to be changed to do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. You know, some small things which helps me connect with my students. Yeah, so you can, anything which is soothing, which is not harsh, because the current generation listens to a lot of harsh music which can start dismantling your system inside. It makes you feel good at that point of time, but inside it creates a lot of disruptions. In fact, we have many scans done to understand that also, how much harm it's creating within the organs. There's a book also written, probably later I can just message the details.
Thank you for your response.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Veena ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you for a very beautiful talk.
Thank you, sir.
It merged a lot about science and spirituality, I think, which appeals to all of us. I have a request from you. Would you suggest some ragas, one for focus, which I feel is very important, I'm sure for me and many of us. There are a lot of distractions. So is there a raga which you recommend where we need to focus? That's one. Second, when you're very anxious and you want to calm yourself, maybe you want to go to sleep or you want to relax. These two things I think would be very useful for me, for sure.
Yeah. So for sleep and calming down your body, ragas like what I mentioned, Hindustani Kapi, then Pilu in the Hindustani framework, and then Yaman Kalyani. This has helped me connect with a diverse set of patients and clients, but I will still not say just go by it, because your experience is different. See, as a person, I like all the minor scale ragas, be it Shubhapantwarali, be it Mayamalava Gaula, maybe a Kiravani which doesn't have Pratimadhyamam, the higher note of Madhyamam, etc. So it depends on what your physical and psychological senses inside are conveying to you. But these have actually helped me. Focus and attention, Shankarabharanam is good. Our Bhairavi is very, very strong in so many things, so many ways. Bhairavi, even for pregnant mothers, and for reducing contractions, it has really worked wonders. There is one Mr. Sri Shankar Rao, we call him Maestro only, because he was a great guru who did a paper on Bhairavi, and he tested the patients then and there itself. He was a flutist of 87 years, and we saw remarkable progress with the rendition of Bhairavi Raga. And please note, Bhairavi is different from Bhairav, from Hindustani. So yeah, the Anubhava has to come from you, sir. Anything that you can relate to connect with the whole cosmos and the energies around you and your faith system, and you think it's going to generate something positive in you, that's your individual analysis and Anubhava. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, I think I'm getting signals. I'll quickly end with a 5-minute. Since I cannot take the veena just like that, it's reached a platform, I have to give it its respect. So I will take 5 minutes from all of you and I will conclude the session. Thank you so much for having me here. To me, it is Bhakti Rasa. I'm sure all of you are familiar with very popular Kriti in Tamil, Kurayundrum Illai, popularized by M.S. Amma, and starts with Shivaranjani. Charukeshi, abundant in Karuna Rasa. Did you feel that? Did you feel the Karuna Rasa? The rasa that I typically use to connect with all my clients, all my people, whether it's psychological cases. If you do not have the feeling of compassion, you cannot do service at all. So for me, whether it's Lord Krishna or Ambal, both are Karuna Rasa Murtis, and without that we cannot touch a case at all. And it's quite close to the other side of my fraternity, the medical professionals too, right? I concluded with Manasa Sancharare and Raga Sama, because Sama, Madhyamavati are all considered to be very peaceful ragas. So whatever emotions that we have let out throughout so many sessions today, you have had beautiful music renditions by such eminent players. Ultimately, peace, shantam, is what we need. So that's the reason I just concluded with Manasa Sancharare in Samaraga. Thank you all for your patience and still being here in spite of being a lunch hour. And I hope I have connected and in some form or the other, because that's all I need. End of the day. Thank you so much. Thanks again.
Thanks a lot, madam. So we see here the benefits of music meditation, which reduces the stress. It is a catalyst for healing, enhances the meditation experiences, ignites the creativity, and brainwave synchronization. I guess in the last 3 days, we are just viewing it as an image and understanding to an upper layer. But with Madam's talk, did we understand something more? Then a huge round of applause for Dr. Geeta Bhattji. I request Padmalata Madam to felicitate our musician. Being with us, I request Padmalata Madam, Senior Pyramid Master from Chintamani, who has been into meditation from last 22 years and traveled with Patriji, been in this arena of music and meditation. So let us listen from her. Ivattu ನೀವು ಏನು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಅನಿಸಿತ್ತು, ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅನಿಸಿತ್ತು ಇವತ್ತು ಸಂಗೀತ ಸಿಗಿಸದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ?
ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂತೂ ತುಂಬ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ, ಈ ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಪತ್ರಿಜಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಫೀಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪತ್ರಿಜಿ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ನಿಜವಾಗಲೂ ಸಶರೀರದಿಂದ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತಲೂ ನಾನು ಫೀಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸ್ವರ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಮೋಷನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋವಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗ್ರೇಟ್, ನಮಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ವರ ಪತ್ರಿಜಿ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ಕು ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ಗೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಬಾಂಧವ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆದರೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪತ್ರಿಜಿ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ವರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನಿಸಿದೆ. ತುಂಬ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಿದೆ. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ ಇಷ್ಟು ತನಕ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀವ ಅಂತಾನೂ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು 2 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ 2 hours ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹೇಳಿದಾರಲ್ವ, ಇದು ಸಾಮವೇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಅಂತ. ಆ ಸಾಮವೇದ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸಿದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಆಟಮ್ ಕಣ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕಣವೂ ಸಹ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಫೀಲ್ ನಾನು ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪದ್ಮಲತಾ ಮೇಡಮ್. Every day we are listening to different types of music from last 2 days, starting with percussions, then we listen to bansuri, violin, veena, flute, singing bowls, and today we meditated with sitar and sarod. In the talk we understood the connectivity, the interconnection of music and meditation. And once we speak about music, we feel the father of music or the pioneer in music, Tyagaraja, Saint Tyagaraja. So after the lunch, we're all going to gather here for Pancharatna Krutis. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ತಿರುವಯ್ಯಾರಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜೀಸ್. ಸೊ 50 musicians are going to come and they are going to sing and we are all going to listen to that Pancharatna Krutis. ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಬೇಗ ಊಟ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ 45 minutes ಟೈಮ್. 2:20ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಜರಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ 2:15 ನಾವು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ನ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.